Okay, so now we will talk about what the filmmaking process essentially is. In a traditional filmmaking process, there are three particular steps. Beyond this, of course, there's marketing, distribution, all of it. But for now, we must only concern ourselves with these three steps, which is pre production, production, and post production. What is pre production? Pre production is the ideation, development, and planning stage. So, say you have an idea to make a film, and you want to develop that into, like, you want to, it's still in your head, you want to put it on paper, and then you want to shoot a film and then edit it. How you begin is first by researching on that idea, first by building a whole base across that idea. What are the kind of things that have already been made on that topic? What are the kind of things that you could add on? And newer perspectives. So for this, essentially what you do is you research through reading, you research through any research papers, you talk to academicians, you talk to these NGOs, everyone who's involved actively. The next stage is scripting and storyboarding stage. The scripting and storyboarding stage is the stage in which, once you've had the idea clear, you need to write it down. You need to write it down to cement it, to understand that, okay, you know what, this is the aspect of gender or sexual based violence that I want to show. And once you've figured that out, you need to script it. Now, for a documentary, it is difficult to script something because essentially there are no dialogues, there are no ways in which you can tell them, you know what, this is what we're trying to show, so you speak this. That's very unethical and also something that you shouldn't do, absolutely. But scripting in the case of a documentary goes like, what is the treatment that you want to give to your film? For a fictional film, of course, scripting and storyboarding goes way beyond that, because essentially a fiction film is highly scripted. So all of the things that are going to go in your film need to be written down, need to be drawn on a storyboard. Then once you've made your script, once you've formulated the idea, once you've cemented the idea, that's when you go and hire a crew for yourself. So this can be actors, this can be subjects, or this can be your own crew where you want particular people to join your film. For example, like in a fiction film, once they have the idea ready and once they have the script ready, what they do is that they take the script and something that they produce called the Bible, in which so Bible is everything that they want to say about the film, and it's sort of like a pitch book. So they bring that Bible and the script to the actor, tell them, okay, this is the film that we're trying to make, do you want to be a part of it? If they agree, then you have the actor for yourself. And for crew also, essentially, if you're working with a production house, you will have an in-house crew. But if you're not, then like you put out a call for people who might want to join on your project. Again, the call goes in the same way, that you pitch your idea to them, and then you get a cinematographer on board, you get an art director on board, you get a choreographer on board, stuff like that. For a documentary, however, because you don't have actors, what you do is that, basis your research that you have done earlier, you go and speak to the subjects, you explain to them that this is the film that we are trying to make, this is the theme of it, this is the idea of it. And will you be, like, would you be willing to come on camera, say those things? Would you be willing to be a part of my film or contribute it in some way? And then you understand who your subject of the documentary is going to be. So the fourth stage is you going and scouting for a location, training and permissions. So scouting for a location is that once you've scripted something, script is a very imaginative or a very vague idea of what is it that you're going to do. It's not watertight. It's not something that you need to follow end to end. A lot of the time, sometimes when you're shooting also, people go off script. So many times we've heard actors going off script and doing what they wanted to do. And also because when you're scripting, you don't know if you'll get that exact location that you're visualizing in your head. Location scouting is that stage where you go and you get the permissions, you understand the legality of that place, understand, okay, is it fine for us to shoot here? And then uh, put that point across. For example, when we were shooting Love in Bombay, something really funny happened. We went to Girgaon Chowpatty near Marine Drive to just shoot like instances of couples who were there and just talk to them. And just then a police van came up and they told us not to shoot because it's prohibited here. And they said that you need to have a proper legal document which says that you can shoot here, which is something that we were completely unaware about because we were essentially students. But yeah, like those kind of things need to be figured out in the pre-production process itself. And the last one is planning a shooting schedule. So planning a shooting schedule is essentially the final part. Once you've done everything else, you plan when is it that you're going to shoot. This is basis a lot of things. So like in Bombay, it is very, very difficult to shoot anything in the monsoons. So for us to understand that, okay, you know what, we have this 1 week window where we need to shoot, to make that watertight plan and to make a production schedule that not only benefits you, but the whole crew itself, that they are free at that point of time and we can go and shoot, that essentially comes and takes place in the production schedule sort of a thing.